Everybody, welcome back to Southern Wind Outdoors. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about my 2026 archery setup, what we're going to be running this year, bows, arrows, broadheads, kind of everything about it. We're about 1,500 shots into it. Break-in process is well done. Everything's kind of settled and we've gotten all the kinks and everything worked out. So I want to talk about the fully built setup and what we're going to be running for whitetail season this year. So starting off, the bow itself is the Hoyt AX-3 in 29 inches. So I have always preferred shorter bows. I like the maneuverability of it. For my draw length, I can max this bow out better than I could a little bit longer bow. So I'm going to get a little bit more performance out of it. And then, yes, the biggest thing is maneuverability. I hunt a lot out of ground blinds, and it's just way easier to operate with 29 than a 33 or a 34, and even a 30. I mean, the difference is there. And Hoyt's got the shorter cams. I ran the Matthews last year, and it was a lot more cumbersome than it had to be for what I was trying to do. So we shortened it up this year. Running this, we're shooting it at 70. It's about 72 pounds right now at a 28.5-inch draw. So we're getting really, really good performance out of it. And so we'll just jump into what we've got the bow rigged out with, and then I'll give you some speeds and specs of it. So first off, what everybody loves to talk about, the sight. So I'm running the CBE 3-pin slider. The reason I go with this, 20, 30, 40 is what my pins are. That's all I will theoretically need whitetail hunting, right? That's all I'll need. The 20, the top pin is my slider, just because I like having the open sight picture up top. It gives me the ability to dial and use that top pin, which is preferred. So if you've got a deer at 28 and you've got all the time in the world, they're not spooked, you can still dial it to whatever distance you want. But if it's a quick shot, like a lot of times it is when you're hunting whitetail, I'm able to just use my 20, 30, 40. So that's ultimately why I switched to it. And then in the off season, obviously sliders are a lot more fun. You can reach out there a little further. And it's just kind of the best of both worlds. So I went with the 3-pin slider on that. For my rest, QAD Hunter, nothing special. I've had this exact rest for probably 6 or 7 years now. I mean, just no reason to change. It's been working this whole time, so I'm still running it. One of the big ones, or one of the big changes this year that I haven't done before, but really glad I did, is we're running a back bar and a longer front bar. Okay, never done it before, but glad I switched to it. So these are the CBE carbon. I actually don't know exactly what they're called, but it's 10-inch one up front. I've only got an ounce there, and then a 8-inch on the back, and I got 3 ounces. Just because with this and the Hoyt Go sticks, there's plenty of weight going forward, and so I got some weight in the back, and I mean it balances just perfect for me. I have this back bar sucked into the bow pretty tight. If y'all can tell, I don't want a super wide profile, so it's sucked in pretty good, and it's holding great for me, working really good. I have it with the Apex Gear adapter is what I'm running. So it's all one piece, all screws in together, fully adjustable. It's a really good little rig if you're looking for something like that, and it does make a difference. I will say, in a ground blind, I've pulled it back. It does cut back on your room with this at full draw. So depending on your blind setup, if it's not a blind made for bow hunting, this might be a little too long. You'll just have to play with that on your own. I get just enough clearance with it. It works good. And the shootability that I get out of it is definitely worth it. It is so much easier to shoot with this on there. I already mentioned before, got the Hoyt Go sticks, or whatever they call them. Hoyt Go sticks is what we'll call them. Make a huge difference. Last year running the Matthews, I obviously had the Matthews limb stands on there. I think Matthews limb stems are better, 100%. It keeps your cam out of the dirt, but at least Hoyt has some that you can get, and it's a stand. Like I said, a lot of ground blind hunting. so I don't really have anywhere to hang my bow, and you're just sitting there. So it's really nice to be able to set it on the ground, keep everything up and where you need it to be. Uh, Another big change this year is my release. I am running the Stan Onyx clicker. I've got it in the 3-piece configuration with the smaller barrel. Um, I've got it set. It's not crazy hot. You've got to pull through with it, but it's definitely lighter than it's sent from the factory. Uh, my group switching to this release has gotten substantially better. And I'm going to do a video just on this release on all the cool features that it has. There's a lot of them out there, but I like it so much. We're gonna do one of our own on some of the things that I've seen haven't been touched on with it. So as far as the bow, everything like that, that's what we're running this year. None of this is going to change. This is all going to be for sure. We may have a change with our arrows. Probably not, but there's a chance. But as of right now, we are running the Warhead Rain Terrors. Okay. These are the 300 spine. It's an 8 GPI. This is an insanely light arrow. Overall, we are at 389 grains. We are sub 4 by 11 grains. It's the fastest setup I've ever shot. I'm a little concerned with it being a little too light on our penetration factor because I do like to shoot bigger mechanicals. From what we've tested with it, I don't think it's going to be a problem. But just to be sure, I may be downsizing the mechanical I run this year just a little bit. But I haven't fully decided yet. We're going to do a couple of other tests before season and see what we're looking like. But let's get into what the actual arrow has. Of course, I'll have the Luminox on it when it comes time. I'm running the Max Hunter vanes. Switched over to these from the AE Max. Really, really liking them. They're not overly loud, but they just seem to steer really good, especially when you start pushing your ranges. They have been flying great. So really happy with that. It's a 50 grain outsert and then 100 grain broadhead is what I'm running on it. I think we're getting right around 14 FOC on it. Not a math guy at all, and that, generally speaking, does not have much to do with my decision-making process. I do like a pretty decent amount of weight up front, mostly because of the durability factor. That's really what I'm concerned about. The whole FOC thing, I don't really get too in depth with. As long as I'm kind of in that range that tends to do better, I'm good with it. As far as broadheads, last year we ran the G5 Mega Meats. Those have been a phenomenal broadhead. Love them. I actually don't really have a crazy reason for switching other than there's some others out there on the market that have piqued my interest. Obviously, the Mega Meat, it's a 2-inch cut, and it's cut on contact also. It's just a big old expandable. By no means the biggest on the market. I really like, though, that it's pretty dang hard for these not to deploy. And even if, for whatever reason, you get an instance where they do not deploy, they're cut on contact. You are always going to have a cut because the blades face out. Some broadheads that I'm looking at, the Grim Reaper mini mags are definitely one of the ones in contention. I've used Slick Trick before. I'm kind of getting away from them. If I go something like the 2-blade route, probably looking at the G5 T2. I really like those. Just something, when I look at a broadhead, I know that it's, generally speaking, a one-shot aspect of the system. I expect my arrows to be good after a pass-through, pending, jamming straight into a granite shelf. But the broadheads are one of those things. I view it's mostly a disposable thing. I'm not super concerned with crazy durability. It's got to be durable enough to get through bone in an animal. Once it's through the animal, I really could care less what happens. I don't reuse broadheads. So as long as it gets the job done within the animal, I don't really have a problem with it. So we're doing some testing, seeing which broadheads we're going to use. Like I said, the mega meat's always on the table. It's done good. Dead meat's always on the table. But I'm really liking that mini mag. So we'll play around with it a little more and see what we end up going with. But this is the setup for 2026. With all of that being said, just to give people a basic understanding of how this setup or what this setup was built for. Most of my shots are 30 yards and in. You have an occasional spot where you can maybe shoot 40, 45. Most of them are 30 yards and in. I hunt thick areas. We're here in West Texas and thick mesquite country. Most of my shots 30 yards and in. So speed was a big deal for me. I wanted a lot of speed because 30 yards seems to be notorious for deer ducking. So speed, big cut. I want that broadhead to be a big cut, and then obviously bow wise, it needs to be maneuverable. And we've got that this year. I've already set up all the blinds, looked out of them. I mean, this is the most maneuverable bow I've ever had by far. I've had a couple of other 29s and things like that, but the way this one's configured and how I have it stabilizer wise and everything, I can shoot this thing out of pretty much any blind that allows for a bow to be shot out of. So all of that being said, that's what it's geared towards. It's a whitetail setup, 30 yards and in for the most part, and speed. That's what we went for this year. And we're gonna do some more testing and stuff and shoot some other things and hopefully film some of that for y'all. But other than that, stay tuned. I'm gonna do some videos shooting the bow, let y'all see it, do some shorts of that, and then maybe some of us kind of stretching it out, let y'all see that 29-inch bows, even though they're less forgiving, you can really extend these out if you're in the same setup where you need a maneuverable bow. All these bows are so accurate, you can use it as an all-around bow as well. That's what I do with this one. I shoot better with this one than I did with the 33-inch Matthews. You can do it all with these, and that's really the main point. It's geared towards this close range whitetail, but you can do all of it with it. So stay tuned for some more videos. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.